Most mothers know how important vaccinations are to their child's life. If you're like me and have a husband that thinks he knows what's best for your baby, do what I did and send him to talk to a doctor that will put him in his place.
Hi Mr. Smith, I see Sophie wasn't scheduled for an appointment today. How can I help the two of you?
Hi Dr. Bieber. I know that this is not a scheduled checkup, but I wanted to come in and talk to you about vaccinating Sophie. She is 3 weeks old and I am considering holding off on vaccinating her because I am so nervous about it. My wife is extremely set on her being vaccinated and she told me to come speak to you. So I was wondering if you could answer a few questions.
Well, of course, that is no problem at all. Vaccines are extremely important and you should be well educated.
I just don't understand why she needs to get so many shots. She is so tiny. Plus I read a book that talked about immune overload and I am nervous that it will happen to Sophie.
Okay, well, let me stop you right there. Immune overload is not something that can occur. We come into contact with millions of dangerous bacteria a day and we are not always sick. This is because our immune system is able to fight off each bacteria separately. Sophie's immune system is working just as well as either of ours. Plus she has antibodies from your wife. Believe me, a few shots will not overwhelm her immune system. You have to just remember the dose makes the poison and Sophie will be receiving very small doses.
Alright, I guess that makes sense, but why does she have to receive vaccines for diseases that aren't even around anymore? Can we skip the tetanus vaccine?
Well, the tetanus vaccine is combined with the diphtheria and pertussis vaccine. So skipping that vaccine would be a very bad idea. Tetanus is also a very dangerous disease. Not only would you be leaving Sophie unprotected now, but you would be leaving her unprotected from tetanus for the rest of her life. Say she travels when she is older, or simply gets a deep wound. There are 14,000 cases of tetanus reported worldwide each year. Would you really want to risk Sophie getting lockjaw and spastic paralysis, especially when there is such an easy way to prevent it?
No, you are right. I would never want my baby girl to have to go through that. My last question is about Dr. Bob's vaccine schedule. Do you recommend it?
I have to be honest. I would never follow that vaccine schedule, especially when the CDC has a schedule. The CDC has spent countless hours researching and making sure that all the vaccines given to children are not harmful. The CDC vaccine schedule is also carefully planned out to make sure that infants are safe and protected from VPDs, or vaccine-preventable diseases.
Wow! I feel a lot better about this. Thank you so much for meeting with me.
Wait just one more second, I have something I want you to read. Here, this book is called Your Baby's Best Shot. I think it will be extremely helpful to you.
Thank you so much. I will make sure to read it before I come back with Sophie for her 2-month-old checkup. Maria, dear. Come in here real quick.
Yes, Daddy.
Darling. You were right. Sophie needs to be vaccinated at her 2-month-old checkup. I was just in the office researching tetanus. And did you know that the bacteria that cause tetanus lives in the dirt? Sophie needs to be vaccinated if we ever plan to let her play outside.
Remember, vaccinating your child is extremely important. As a parent, you are not only responsible for protecting them as an infant but also as an adult.
If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask your family pediatrician.
See, it works every time. And he even thinks it's his idea.